Hi, John Leonard here. I just wanted to make this quick video to summarize the information that I'm presenting in a spreadsheet. So I'm starting off here on the summary tab, and as you can see, I'm comparing Nato with these three competitors, and I'm looking at different metrics here. So I'll start with column B here, number of referring domains. And this is actually really important as it's pretty much an indicator of how many websites are linking back to you. And again, backlinks are so important because in the online world, they're almost like votes of confidence for your website. So the more websites, the more referring domains that you have linking to you, the more confidence that it sends to Google's algorithm. And Bing's algorithm kind of works the same way, but for Google, backlinks are a fundamental part of their ranking algorithm. So, sorry about that. So, one thing to note here is you can see there's a big gap between Nato and some of the other competitors, especially Verizon Connect. Um, and this is why I see backlinks as a tremendous opportunity to help improve the online visibility. Um, so I wouldn't say you have to necessarily have the same number. So let's say that Verizon Connect, obviously they have a lot more referring domains, but let's say NATO's referring domains are from much higher authority websites. So that does count, but you still kind of want to be in the ballpark range. So I just wanted to present that information to you. Now, the next two columns, do follow and no follow, so they work together. And the easiest way I can explain this is do follow links, they pass SEO value to your website. So that's pretty much, and when someone links to you, they actually specify that, hey, I want to pass what we call SEO or link juice to this website that I'm linking to. And that's really important. But it's also important that you have a balance of both. So no follow is basically the opposite. So someone links to you, but they don't pass SEO value to your website. And you really want to have a balance here. And I think where Nato is now, 81-19, is right at my target, 80-20. So nothing really concerning here, but just kind of wanted to give you an idea there. You see that Lytics, they actually are getting away with less do follow links. But I think 80-20 is still a good rule of thumb moving forward. And domain rating, so this is a bit of a vanity metric. There are ways to manipulate this, but what it tells you is pretty much how much authority your website has. So you can see here, Nato is at the bottom here of the list at 52. Verizon Connect has a domain rating of 74. And pretty much what this tells me is, let's say, for instance, you tell me, Leonard, I want to go after these set of keywords. So part of my analysis would be looking at the domain rating for those websites that are ranking for that particular keyword or those set of keywords. And what that tells me is pretty much how competitive and how realistic it would be to rank for those keywords in a reasonable time frame. So let's say we were going after a keyword, and with our domain rating of 52, and we see that the first page results, they all average, the domain rating is average around 80. Well, that of course tells you that's a very competitive keyword, and it will take a great investment in content and a great investment with link building to rank for that keyword. So just wanted to share that with you as well. And just so you know, I'm pulling all of this information from a tool called aHREFs, one of the more popular tools. So that's where I'm pulling this data from. Now, I'll quickly go over some of these other tabs. So this is just a full report of all of the backlinks. So target URL, that's the page on the Nato website that it's pulling or it's linking to. And then the linking domain is the domain that's linking to you. And then we actually showed a linking URL. So the actual page on the linking website that's linking to you or to the competitors. So you'll see here, column D, the anchor text column. So this pretty much shows you anchor text. If you're not familiar, it's the actual text that that's included in the link. So let's see if I can find a quick example for you. Let's see. PS Fleet. So I'm actually on the Verizon Connect website. So you can see this little snippet here. It's linking to another page on our site, but this batch is the actual anchor text. So you want to make, this is actually really important for your backlink profile. Similar to do follow and no follow, you want a healthy mix, and you want the majority of your links to use the NATO, or what we call a branded anchor. And so this would be my next step in my analysis, looking at the anchor text profile for all of your backlinks and doing the same for the 3 competitors, Lytic, Samsara, and Verizon Connect, and kind of, establishing a average profile. And I would really look at Verizon Connect, kind of prioritize what they're doing, because they do have a very high domain rating, and it looks like they are ranking for higher for quite a few of the target keywords. But that's pretty much what that is there. And if you see there's some cells or some rows where it's blank, usually these are either images or we're just not able to pull that data. But for the most part, we are able to pull the anchor text for most of the links. And it's pretty much the same for the other competitor tabs. Now, moving on to the .edu links. I know you wanted some more insights there. So from what I'm seeing, the .edu links are, I can divide them into these categories. So some of them, they're coming from the careers pages on these universities. So these companies are either offering internships or full-time job opportunities. So they're getting a link back from that university's career page. So those are probably the lowest hanging fruit. And if you do offer internship or co-op or even full-time positions, I would definitely do a campaign on different university websites. Now moving over to Verizon Connect, because they had quite a few .edu links. So they're also using the careers page strategy, but it looks like, just kind of digging into some of these, looks like they maybe have connections with different departments that are relevant to what they do. And so a professor would have a syllabus page, and then they would use Verizon Connect as a resource for that particular syllabus page for that class. So I think that would be a great strategy, especially for the ebook. We can find opportunities where this would be a great resource for students who are studying something relevant to the topic or the subject matter of this ebook. So I would say those are probably the 2 lowest hanging fruit opportunities: resource pages and the syllabus pages for the different departments in these universities. Now, I guess to end the video, you're asking about different members of your team. They speak at different university-sponsored or conferences hosted at universities. So absolutely, you want to ask for a link back to your website. And, if it's a specific person, it's fine. They can link back to that person's profile on a NATO website. I would say also we can look at opportunities to sponsor some of these conferences, especially if they're put on by a department, academic department, or some organization that's relevant to what NATO does. So I think engineering would definitely be the obvious choice here, Department of Engineering. But I'm sure there are other departments that would also be relevant. So hope this video has been helpful, John. Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. Like I said, the next up here, I'm going to do an analysis of the anchor text profile for each website. This is something we do manually, so that's why it takes a little bit longer. And I'll send over some feedback about the ebook. So thanks and take care.